get into today's podcast, me and Ad would like to extend our condolences to a former co-worker of ours that sadly passed away this week. Julia, you're one of the nicest, most generous and most caring people we've ever had the pleasure of working with. Even if you are no longer with us, me and Ad want to try live the way you did, with a smile and a constant helpful spirit, which brightened up everyone's day.
Times like this really show us how fast things can change and why you should live life to its full potential regardless of the time that you have on earth. Life is too short to hold grudges or have hatred for people you love because you don't know what is around the corner. Through all of this, me and Cal want to encourage anyone listening to text a loved one. It may be someone who you have fallen out with recently or someone who has lifted your spirits when you've been down, just to let them know how much you love and appreciate them.
And to any of Julia's family and friends, in particular Lucas, we love you and stay as strong as we know you are. Julia, rest in peace.
Welcome to the Storm&Brain podcast episode number 3. Today is a special one as we have our first guest, Mr. Stefan Boers.
Happy days.
Yeah.
First guest.
Thanks for letting me be here, boys.
Happy to have you, baby.
What you actually don't know behind, like when you start recording and I say welcome to the episode, we literally been chatting away for the past hour.
Yeah.
And like Cal's like, Stefan, shut up, just save it for the podcast, because even right now the conversation is just flowing so well.
Yeah, and it's one of those, just like, everything changed once the camera's on it, but like, no
100%.
stress is gone,
But-
because no one's sort of used to the camera at the start. As
100%.
me and Ad were the same at the start.
And I think that's like the influence, like you're just overthinking it a little bit too
Oh, yeah,
much, you know.
100%.
It's like that factor is there, so it's like, oh no, people are gonna judge me for what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just like, let me think ahead 4 sentences and then start saying it. But then after a while, you forget the camera's there, you forget you're looking at each other, you forget there's a mic.
Exactly.
And everything just starts flowing. It's
Yeah,
like-
literally, I remember the first episode we were doing, it was like 15 minutes in, and the first 15 minutes I was like not looking at the camera like I am now, but I was constantly thinking, right, there's something there. But 15 minutes in, and then you start like bringing down that guard, that's when it's like, your brain just completely forgets. It's as if that you're recording and there's a fucking camera there. Like,
That's the one thing I was afraid of, like, you know, we were talking and everything was like flowing naturally because I knew there wasn't the influence of a camera or a microphone or something like that. And now that people are watching, they can judge you on what you're saying.
yeah.
And I was just afraid that my social battery might run out a little bit, and I started saying things that like just don't make any
Out of
sense.
pocket.
Yeah,
Out of pocket shit.
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like when me personally, when I'm listening to a podcast, I prefer there's no structure to this, as in like we have the baseline topics, but it's like cameras flowing. We're just like, we could literally start talking about anything random right now, and it'd just be not planned. It's just so real, and that's what makes it just literally 3 lads sitting down having a fucking class conversation.
Of course, and obviously it depends on like what you're talking about too. Like some of them can get really in depth
Yeah.
and everything.
And we will. Your guard is coming right down, boy. we
I'm-
are bringing that guard down.
Please- on the
Please
ropes.
do. Yeah, I'm just gonna lay you with all my problems there now. You can just kind of help me out with them.
I think it would be only right to ask you what was, obviously because you said, right, I want to get involved in the podcast.
Yeah,
And someone, like, a podcast isn't an easy thing to do.
of course.
Yeah, no.
Me and Cal look at each other like, yeah, not fucking easy. But you want to get involved. It's an hour of us talking about real life shit. And what was that main motive to get involved?
Like, look, first off, I seen who was doing the podcast, and it was like 2 boys who I know definitely they just have a mindset that I really respect, you know, and lads whose mind are they're kind of open to experiences and life and things like that. They're not really limited. They have aspirations and things like that, and I feel like I could relate to a lot of that. And you know, when it was a talk about a podcast, talking about like the way you think, the way, you know, what you do every day to influence your actions, I was like, oh man, I definitely want to be in on this, because like it just, I want to show other people like my perspective. I want them to kind of learn off me or like learn off other people in order to improve their lives a little bit, you know. And you know, if you can kind of express yourself in a way, people might respect you, people might judge you, people might, you know, they might grab this information and use it in their own lives. And like when I seen who was doing the podcast, I was like, definitely I'm in, like, because
like-minded people, like what you're saying about we aren't limited, as in like there's no barrier to what, like how much we can express ourselves. And once you know that, and like I said, if you came onto the podcast and you're not limited, you're more than welcome to come express yourself. And once you're able to do that, but like that, like-minded people, like us three are all like-minded. We all, as like I was saying before, when the camera wasn't rolling, that it's like this drive to succeed. Yeah. And just like a bit of background, like Cal, you know, how long do you know each other?
We've known each other since second year, so we're going since we were 13.
Like that's
The
long.
boy days.
Yeah,
Did
the
you
best thing is that he texted you as well. Like all the texts was Adam. I didn't have to sort anything. I
Did,
didn't see anything until you were at my door.
Wait,
I
so
was like,
you? I actually like. I don't know this. Did you played rugby together? Was it? Is that how you
yeah,
met?
surprisingly, yeah.
Under 13s, I think.
Under
I believe we got a new beast to the team, an absolute speedster. Like I remember seeing him, and that's the only thing I think about. You know that Angry Bird, the yellow one that's like really fast.
You know when you can just look at people and like you can just tell, right, this fella is just an absolute monster. This fella, like I look at Callum, like this fella's definitely like an absolute bullet, like 99 pace.
We couldn't believe it. He was such an asset to the team, and like I think ever since then he was one of the boys. It was just that instant click.
Yeah.
You know, because like the team is sort of like, you know, the way it goes in teams, like you have like certain groups, like little groups kind of, and it shouldn't be like that at the end of the day, but like he kind of joined the, I don't know, the kind of the yeah, exactly,
straight away, straight into the top.
The brotherhood, like.
Yeah, I remember my first game. I started and we were playing Scaries.
Yeah.
And remember, you know, Alvin.
Yeah.
Alvin there. Everyone was like, because we were 13 and he was obviously bigger than everyone because like everyone looked grown. And I was probably the same height as I am now, to be fair. And everyone was like, oh, just stay away from him, or like try your best, just slow him down. Literally as soon as he got the ball, I went up. I have pictures of it now and tackled him straight away. And everyone's like, "Who is this guy?"
That is insane.
Who is this guy? And then I scored a try 2 minutes later, and everyone's like, "Who is this guy?"
I swear we were all like amazed. We were so happy to have him there. Like, and you know, I actually miss it so much. I miss playing for boys.
That's the most, like, that's the thing what I love about you getting involved in a team. It's just the mates that you build, or the mates that from a team point of view, the perspective of a team, the mates that are everyone involved, it's different gravy. Like the lads that you are mates with, that you play with, that relationship is just so fucking different.
Of course.
And
like the older you get, the better it gets, because you know, when you're young, you can't really, like, you play a game on a Sunday and that's it, you don't see them until Tuesday or whatever, but like now it's like you play a game, you get on with them, you go out, whatever, this sort of team bonding thing that I think is so crucial for like building friendships, building relationships, like even like for the social aspect of it. Like if you're my dad always say, like, I like, you couldn't see yourself not playing a sport really, and that just kind of stuck with me, because like really, if I didn't play sport, where would I be today?
I'm the exact same as that, but I just had a fucking brain freeze again.
Well, I've stopped playing sport recently. I've realised how much I've missed it. Yeah, but like I was playing rugby again last year. I just, because the way the teams merged, I just like didn't feel the same. And like all these boys like gone from that team, so I was like, I'm not really feeling that. And thinking going back to football or something now, but like it's just the fact, like, going out afterwards. I think that bit we like.
What's not talked about enough? Sorry, I had a little brain freeze. And I had to think about it. It's like, what the fuck was I thinking about? But what's not talked about enough is how, obviously, a bit of background. You are currently playing fair play. I actually didn't say the fucking fair fucking play. This guy plays rugby for Romania, and that fucking, the whole, what I was about to say is, it's not easy. Although it's good to get mates and you get mates from playing, it's not easy to build mates. No. Especially being like, I've been in situations where I've moved club, I've played on different teams, and it's like the 20 lads and you're that new person, and it's intimidating. Like, especially growing up with development squads, whatever it is, and you've played obviously for your club, for Leinster, I suppose. That North Leinster. You've been on so much different teams, and especially Romania, which is different to you because obviously you're in Ireland. And you have to fly over. And is there lads that are from Romania and live in Romania there?
So I was actually fortunate enough. I went over in 2019 and I played for the 18s there. And there was a lad going over from Galway. His name's Joe. And he's literally... It was that, you know, when you meet someone and there's like an instant click. There's no friction. Like, there's literally like... I don't know, you nearly see yourselves in them. You're literally like that. So we were like that straight away from the get-go. And like... you'd be in a training camp and like things would get frustrating, and you know, you're training all the time. There's no women there. It's just like you're nearly like you're in prison, but it's obviously you're there because you enjoy doing whatever. And basically, like even despite all this, me and him just like never found any friction. We were just always getting along so well, and he definitely played a massive part in me getting comfortable like playing there, because that like going over there, the culture is different. The lads think differently, talk differently.
That's it's not easy. Like people just think, oh, it's so good to get involved with teams, but the other side of it is that it's so hard, because when I went to Skerries, I moved over to Skerries when I was like under 15s, and it was all these lads kind of knew each other, and it was at that point, you know, that point in your life where you're afraid to be you, and I didn't know who I was. All I was thinking was, how can I impress these? And it's like by trying to be good. But then the second that I got put into a different zone with playing with Dublin, like growing up, and I was far from the best. I was used to being the best in the club. Then when you went playing with the county, it was like this whole thing, like in my head I was one of the shittest. I was like, right, I can't stand out because I'm not better than these boys. So how do I build mates? And it's like this thing, and people don't understand that it's not easy.
And you know, actually, something you said there stuck with me. Like you had this mindset, you wanted to go in and impress them, when in reality it should have been like, you know, I'm going to give it my best. I've done all the training. If they don't like me, then like what more can you do? You can train hard, you can, like, you know, you can perform well, but at the end of the day, the best you can give is what you know what I mean, like what you can produce. And it shouldn't be a worry of like, oh, I need to impress these.
You're already there, so you've nothing to prove.
Exactly.
You just play your thing, sort of focus on that, rather than you sort of get in your own head thinking that.
Exactly. And like, I think it's the biggest, like, it's the biggest pile of bullshit. Like when you think that one player is going to make the biggest difference on the day, it's literally just not the case. They might make one play, they might break the line once, they might score, they might do something, you know what I mean? But like if you rely on that thing that like one player is going to make such a
really
significant
1 to 23.
Exactly.
That's what you need.
100%. Like I've seen lads come off the bench and completely change the game, you know. So it's not like a thing of you know, oh, you get put there, I need to impress these, I need to do well, because that just puts on this pressure. And same thing with the camera. Like when the camera's there, it's judging me. The people there are going to watch this.
It's fully fucking
and like that gets into your head. It's the same thing like doubting yourself. Like you already, like if you even like mess around with doubting yourself, it's gonna get into your head. Like
it stays there for a while as well.
Exactly. And you're like, oh, like say for example you wake up one morning, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I can do this. Like that thing will stay in your head. Like straight away, if I ever say that to myself, I'm like, no, what am I doing?
Exactly.
Like what am I actually saying to myself? This is like deteriorating my mindset.
And that's just like what you're saying now, and what you said there shows that growth mindset that you have. And at the time when I said I just wanted to impress, and like I said, I knew I wasn't the best player on the team. I knew I couldn't stand out that way. That was how much of it wasn't a good mindset that I had. And that's what I've learned and how I've grown, and I got setbacks. Like I remember growing up, I was dropped from the Dublin team, went back on, dropped again, went back on, dropped again from a different Dublin team. And those setbacks killed me at the time. And I remember like it's not nice, and that's the way sport is and the way anything is when you're told you're not good enough. I remember like 13, 14 years of age, me thinking I've given it my all, and my dad saying, look, you didn't make the squad, and you're there. Like, being honest, I was there in my bed bawling, crying, because that's how much sport and making teams means to me. And if I'm looking back now, if I didn't get dropped, if I didn't have those setbacks as a player, I don't think I'd be the player and the person that I am. And how do you, have you had any setbacks, and how do you actually deal with them?
100%. Like as you were saying earlier, I was on the Leinster 18s, and it came to the 19s trials. It was after like 2 years of COVID. I'm like, I don't know, like skills went out the window, the fitness out the window. Had one trial, that's it, you didn't make the cut. And I was just like I didn't know what to do with my life. Like
especially
I was just,
when you're in Leinster the whole way working up as well. So like they know your abilities. So it's like based off one trial is a bit like
exactly. And the thing is, like
I agree with
like not being, I don't know, not being like judgmental of the way they carried it out, but there was no contact in it. And at the time, I would have been like pretty strong. I would have been able to show like like what I could do, like ball carrying skills, it's tackling, all this sort of thing. And like, look, I think I was just like, oh, what do I do now? Like that was my one aspirate, that was my one goal, and now it's just like gone.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with Romania came up, and that kind of made me rejog my thinking, reset it to think that like one door closes, another one opens.
Exactly.
And that's the way it is with life throughout the whole thing.
100%.
Like, honest to God, that's the one thing. Like sometimes things don't last forever. Like things like you have one bad day, you think, oh, this life is so shit. Like, no, it's not the case. It's just you have one bad day, the next day is going to be better. Like, you know perfectly. Like, you study psychology, which I'm really jealous about, because I really wanted, like, I'm so happy for you, because like I think that's so interesting. You know, I got put with teaching, I suppose, you know.
Yeah,
and
you
like,
are a teacher all over.
I know, and I, like that's the thing though. But like, you know about all these kind of the way people think, and the way people do things. It's like such a, what's the word to use? Like such an in-depth study of the mind. That's so interesting to me. And you understand the way like bad emotions come in and out. They just flow in and out of your brain, just like waves that you come in and out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know, as like cliche as it is, I think same sort of thinking of one door closed, another one opens. I think it's like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And like you can believe it or not, like it is a bit of a like a, oh, of course you can say that. It's so easy to say that, but once you go through life and you see, and if you, that only doesn't happen with mindset. So if you turn around one day and be like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna go to work today, I'm not gonna go to the gym today, I'm just not feeling a bit depressed. You sort of, no one's gonna help you other than yourself in that situation.
Exactly.
Unless you go talk to someone about it, try to fix yourself about it, or go to the gym, do different forms of therapy that might not be the conventional way.
Exactly.
That's the best way of doing it, rather than that's how better things will come along in life.
Yeah.
It's like that, remember Joe, when you're saying like, oh, I'll never find the perfect girl until you stop looking.
Yeah.
That's like, it's one of those ideas.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Kyle studies psychology.
Exactly.
I'm just there, like, I don't know, like, if you're watching this on YouTube and one of the two boys are talking, I'm literally just staring at the carpet and, like, daydreaming into everything they're saying. I'm like, shit, I can relate to this.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, I know everything that I've went through and the reason, and we all go through shit, and we've said this a million times, everyone has their own demons, their battles that they have to fight with. But when I am kicked down, I am actually, in a weird sense, I'm happy, because I know that's preparing me to be a better person. That only provides strength. When you get knocked down, like, I know in my head, I'm gonna, like, I'm 100%, I'm 100% coming back from this, and I'm gonna be a better person.
Yeah.
Like, that drive to succeed. I wake up every day now, and my lock screen is set to this quote. Like, it's all about how you see things, and how I see things is, I wake up, this is the first thing I see: success begins when excuses end. I didn't want to get up today. It was cold, it was raining out, you know, like my alarm, I'm constantly pressing snooze. I pressed snooze once, and like I kind of was like, did I just press snooze? Woke up, brushed my teeth, went to the gym. My mom was like, what, are you up early? I was like, yeah, fuck I am, of course I'm up early, I'm grinding. But I feel like you start your day well, and David Goggins really reads into it. You start that day well, you take, like, because you can control when you're at home, you can control everything. You can, when you go to bed, what you do. When you go outside is when that is kind of out of your control. Control the things you can do. Get up, make your bed, have a shower, put the clothes on that you want to wear, eat the food that you want to eat that good food, go out, attack your day. And once you set your morning right, and even it's something as simple as when I was touching about Atomic Habits, the book, do the simple things right, even if it's just a minute of you doing something that you didn't do yesterday. Like, that could be an example of a minute of me writing down my goals, a minute of me reflecting yesterday and how today can be better than yesterday. And it's all about that morning start. For me has become really important, because if I don't have a good morning, it kind of puts me off. And I know I set my morning right today, set my morning right the past month and 2 months, and that's why I am on this constant, or have this constant urge to do well, post on social media, get more followers, get more interactions, get more clients, get more gains in the gym.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but like that's the thing, you're starting to understand these people that have so much motivation, so much discipline. People just think, oh, that's bullshit, you know. How do they do that? It's not. It's just like you build it piece by piece. After a while, you start to understand that this, like, the way discipline is built, and that's why it's so important. Like, you hear discipline all over TikTok, and it's like, I was like, oh, motivation question, right? No, it's discipline. Like, but that is literally the truth about it. Like, you don't wake up one morning and be like, you know, I'm kind of feeling motivated today. I'll probably hit the gym, and then I'll go home and have some chicken and rice.
I hate that word, motivated.
Exactly.
Everyone's like, to me, oh man, how are you so motivated? I'm like, trust me, I am not like that. When I start my Monday off, I have PT clients, I train in the gym, I started well, but on a Sunday I'm in my head and I'm at home, and I'm almost like, this wave of depression comes over me, and I'm doubting myself, and it's important to like be you. Like, I know that I'm not perfect, and I know I have things to work on, and I know I have those demons I fight with, and it's that ability to improve. And I don't believe in being permanently depressed. I think there's always something you can do. I know it's a really touchy subject, but I think if you really build yourself and put your mind to something that you want to do, something that you love, even if it's getting into the gym straight away, bro, that's gonna change. You're not gonna feel as depressed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's knowing as well when depressive thoughts come in that it's just a wave.
Oh, 100%.
It always just comes in waves, and that
100%.
wave will always come over.
Yes.
So like, it's just, once you know that, I'd always tell myself that, like, when I'm sitting here at night being like, oh my god, I'll be like, it's just a wave. It'll be when I wake up tomorrow, I won't be thinking the same. I'll have a better mindset again tomorrow.
Like, when I was when I was younger, I used to go through them, like, I used to have like a bad day, like when I was like 15, 16, but you're too young to realize that these things come in waves. So you have a bad day, you're like, this is a bad life, that's it, I'm just gonna quit. Like, why am I even bothering with this thing? And you know what, it's just learning, and it's learning that, like, not every day is going to be a bad day, not every day is going to be a good day. They come in waves, you know, but there are things you can implement into your daily routines that help.
Yes.
Like, I noticed there on your TikTok, you have cold showers, which, like, people are so skeptical about. I absolutely love. Do you that's the thing, like, it's so hard, especially like during the summer. It was grand because it was warm out. The water tank is my attic, so it would be like kind of not lukewarm but towards cold.
Yeah.
Now that the weather is like reaching like 5-6 degrees, when you're waking up at like 5:30 for college, you're in the shower by 6, the water is literally ice cold. It's burning me, but I know that the feeling I'm gonna get after it is worth it.
See the power of social media. See the way that you said to me, I take cold showers. I'm gonna be real. Like, you don't need, like I'm saying, like, you don't need to get up at 6 a.m. to have a good day. You don't need to have cold showers to have a good day. Yes, there's the benefits. Remember, the benefits are extreme. Like the likes of exposing yourself to cold and saunas and warm and that. I get in an ice bath for 11 minutes a week. Yeah. But I come home when I have scalding hot showers. Oh no,
I think that you need to have a hot shower at night time to, like, clean off bacteria, because cold water doesn't really work as well. But I'm saying, like,
it's science.
Sorry, all science.
Wait, we're talking about discipline. Did I just hear bacteria?
No, but like to get like literally, like, I don't know, like, real with it. It's like just like the warmness, like, kind of relaxes your body. And it does it, like if you think about it scientifically, warm water. Like, what do you wash it this? You don't wash it with cold water. You wash it with warm water. That's what I think anyway.
What does your room look like right now? Is it spotless?
It's spotless.
Is it?
It always is spotless. I don't live like a pig. Yeah, I don't. I swear. Every morning.
I can sense the OCD from across the room.
Me and Alan used to have to go stay in his bed, and like we'd either, like, one of us sleep in bed, one of us sleep on the floor, and he'd just be like, if you're gonna come in here, at least put your clothes in a neat pile. And we're like, okay. So
that's just the way.
Even like, it'd be after a session, he's like, 1 sec, I'm just gonna clean up for a bit.
I'd always be like the last person out of the change room. You remember that? Yeah. And it's just because, like, the way I put my boots in my gear bag, the way I fold my clothes needs to be correct.
Everything was so meticulous.
Exactly. And I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a good thing, but
I'd always be running in late, throwing on my boots, being like, well, let's go, boys.
I like have, like, I don't know, I have a routine the way I do everything every day. The way my morning routine is the same every morning. I get up, I make my bed, I brush my teeth, I mouthwash.
What does that routine do?
It just exactly. It just, like, gets the ball rolling.
Exactly.
And I don't even think about it. It's just the way I do things. And if that doesn't happen, like, I don't know, like, say, like, for example, like, one day out of the last, like, maybe 6 months, I just woke up and I don't know what, something happened, something intervened there, and I just had the worst day ever.
Yeah.
And I think it's just mentality, but like more than it just becomes like a discipline. This the same way you get about your day. Like this is just normal for me right now.
Yeah.
People like look at me and say, "Oh, you need to stop working so hard. You're gonna work yourself into the ground and stuff like that." Like no, this is just the norm for me. This is what I do. Like,
exactly, and wise words were said to me before. One of the coaches that I had, he goes to me, "You don't have to be a pro to act professional." And that actually stuck with me because although, like I said, you are absolutely fucking surging through life right now, international rugby player, but for any average Joe like listening right now, you don't have to be a pro to be professional. You don't have like that's when that switched. I was like, right, I can act professional. That doesn't mean like any like just be professional. You know what I mean?
You ever meddle with manifestation?
Yeah.
Honestly, if you think in some way, shape or form, you're gonna become what you think. So if you wake up every morning and say, "I'm a bum,"
You're gonna be a bum.
You look yourself in the mirror, "I'm a fucking bum," you're gonna become a bum. That's just the way it is. But if you wake up every morning and actually try to like act professional, act like you're a professional rugby player, act like you're, I don't know, like
act it until
Lex
you are.
Little, you're gonna become that. Like there's literally no way you're not gonna become it, because the way you shape your thinking is the way you're gonna act, the way you're gonna produce things, and there's literally no way. Like I think the most powerful thing is what you think in here rather than your like action, because what you think in here produces your actions.
Yeah, we touched on that last week. We were saying almost like an idea of fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like the manifestation of that. So fake it till you make it. So you keep doing that and just start working.
Like
go ahead.
Sorry, I think I don't know if it was Drake or whoever, but before he made big time, he used to grab every single penny they used to make from like little gigs and stuff like that and put it towards renting out like a Rolls Royce for the month. And he used to just say like, fake it till you make it. And like he used to just do this. Like that sounds insane to me. Like it's crazy.
Disclaimer: we are not saying go and save up for a Rolls Royce, rent it, and post it all over your Instagram.
That's not like
or do
like that.
Get that clue.
Extreme manifestation, but like that just shows the properties of it,
Yeah, there must have been a big change for you, because I remember it must have been a year and a half ago. Like you've slimmed down a lot. Like I remember at one point, like you're still looking good, but now you're looking unreal. So what was the?
I'm looking a bit like you and Adam, of course. Like two absolute beasts.
So that was that mental
switch.
Change.
There's a mental switch there, yeah. And how did that happen? Like me and Cara saying, there's like, let's genuinely be real, because everyone goes to the gym to look better, but there's something that changes to get, like Cal was saying, that physique that you have, and it's not like you went and you lost a few pounds. You look the part now.
There's a drive there. So what was the main stem of that drive?
Honestly, I think my whole life I wasn't really happy with the way I looked, and it reached a point like every year I go through like a cut. I do 6 weeks of night and I'd lose like 2 kilos. Wouldn't make a difference at all. Somewhere in March, something happened in my life. Something changed. Something really, really big, and something I got kind of rid of. And ever since then, my life just went on an up. And I was like, right, I'm on my own now. I want to be happy. I just want to be happy, and I'm gonna do anything it fucking takes to be happy. I don't care. I'm not gonna hurt anyone, but I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get me there. And the thing that got me there is just like, okay, I want to be shredded. I want to be ripped. I want to look good. I want to look like you literally. If you ever seen this man, he literally looks like an absolute ripped beast.
Genetic god. Genetic god.
Me and Adam are so jealous. Like, we want to be as lean as he is. But like it was literally just like, right, in order to look like this, I need to get in shape. Just like, all right, what do I do? I'm just gonna train hard as fuck, eat clean, and I don't care how I feel. I'm doing this because I know I'm on a road to happiness. And eventually, a couple of months went on, and I got to where I wanted to be, and I was literally like, I was up here. I've never been like that in my life. I was having good days every day. I reached my goal, and like even what you were saying earlier on, like if you set a goal, if you're sad, set a goal, and you get busy working towards this goal, you just forget about that you have like
and
this depression.
When you noticed, obviously the thing is, and you need to really stick with it in the gym, you're not going to see bicep veins, you're not going to see like these instant gains straight away. It takes time and it takes discipline, and you have to keep doing it all over again. But when you've seen physical improvements, how did that affect up here, and how you actually thought?
Honestly, it was really tough to lose that weight. I had to push myself past a limit that I've never reached before. Like I definitely, like, look, I don't know macros wise if I was hitting my macros. I don't know, like I probably wasn't obviously wasn't eating enough. I was in a calorie
You
deficit. But
seem like you went all out caveman.
yeah, I pretty much did. I reached this point in my life where I didn't care about anything else other than the fact that I wanted a 6-pack. And that sounds so stupid. Sounds so stupid, but I was like, this is the key to happiness right here.
But it's a positive goal to have.
Exactly.
At least it's not like
Yeah.
going out and getting as drunk as possible.
Exactly, and I think like if you put all that messing aside, like as in like, oh, I want a 6-pack, that'll make me happy. It was the thing that I was like, this is what's gonna make me happy, and I would do anything it takes to get there.
To make you happy,
Like-
put you first.
Yeah, and like I don't know who said it, but it was like, you know, if you want to have like a positive life, like you start with you first.
Yeah.
Having a good like physique makes you kind of like, first of all, makes you internally happy. I think it just like improves your mindset. You're like, oh, I look good, I feel confident, I look good in clothes. I don't have to worry about like anything, like anyone judging me, whatever, all this sort of thing. And when I reached that goal, I was like, okay, this is how I want to be feeling for years.
Mm-hmm.
I was never happy with the way I looked in the mirror. I was so like,
And I remember the first time, like obviously because we are in that phase where TikTok at the moment is just so powerful, especially for the gym, and it's how you get yourself out there, and same with Instagram Reels and stuff like that. But we never had an actual conversation. Do you know what I mean? Our first conversation was FPT gym.
yeah.
But I knew you before when you worked. Remember when you worked in Ellie's?
Yeah.
That's when I knew. That's
I
when
used
I
to
knew.
be an ice cream girl.
That's when I knew you. But then I seen you on TikTok, and I seen this fella that was, if you compare the two photos, like check out his TikTok. I'm sure it's somewhere like Stefan Boers or something. Is it?
Yeah, it's Stefan Boers 12.
Check out his TikTok, and you can see the mental change in a picture.
Yeah.
Like you see the physique, but I can something switch there. And with me, I was like, he got himself in shape, and that's what motivation for me. I seen that, and I looked at it, I was like, like, not that I want to be you, yeah, which I wouldn't mind fucking being you right now, let's be honest.
Same goal.
But I wanted to do as well as what you were doing.
Yeah, of course. And like you're on the right path. You literally are. You got the mindset ready to go. You just have to keep going. Just keep going, man. Like don't let something impact it at all.
Yeah.
I think when you get this, like I love referring to it as Mamba mentality, and you just do anything it fucking takes to get where you
100%.
want. Nothing's gonna stop you.
That's the
Nothing.
thing, you find something that you love,
Yeah.
and the possibilities are literally endless. Like you can make money, you can succeed, you can do it for a living.
Yeah.
You just need to find something that you love. And I firmly believe, ma'am, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna go get my degree. I'm not fucking using that degree. I know what I love. I love coaching people. I love being that life coach, that mental mental side, the physical side, and I know that I love it so much that I'm gonna succeed.
Look, I think if your mum was watching this, and when she will,
She's not.
she will see that.
Didn't want to see the question we're gonna ask you.
Don't come with it.
Will it? Do you want it to go?
But she should be happy for you that you're following something that you love.
Yeah.
You'll do anything to get what you want, and you'll do anything to work towards
It's
that.
scary
goal.
though. Failure's scary because when you put
course.
all those eggs in a basket, you're like, right, if this goes shit, it's like trying to be a pro footballer, and that's what my little brother wants to be. But I think just go for it. The best advice, just go for it.
I think I used to always think like, you know, I used to have this goal in mind, and I used to think, oh, if I reach this goal, this is like the pinnacle of life. And as I got older, I realized like it's not one thing that's gonna make me happy. It's these little things that I work towards in life. And as I said earlier on, like doors close, doors open. Like when I got dropped, I was like, right, this is all over. Just quit rugby and just start like smoking, drinking. Just I don't care. Just throw my life away. You know.
You know what I think the difference is there is that so you're saying like, oh, I want to start gym. I want to start losing that. I want to make myself feel better. I want to make myself feel happy.
Yeah.
Like that all comes once you feel confident. It's that kind of looking good, feeling good, that sort of mentality. That's what the confidence will always produce the happiness.
Yeah.
So once you like, if your confidence is down here, you can fake it till you make it.
And
That's when you get the confidence up here, you're properly living life. That's the best way to be.
And I think one thing that everybody should have in their mental is not giving an absolute fuck about what other people think.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
Oh, 100%.
like,
Preach
holy
it.
shit.
Preach it to the world.
Like, honestly, like no one cares. Like people might look, oh, look at that. Look what he's doing, but they just compare themselves to you, and that's why they're like, oh, look at that. You know what I mean?
This is fucking being real, and it actually annoys me. I've wasted so much fucking time caring about what other people think.
Exactly.
And I love feedback, but I don't give a bollocks if it's what makes me happy. I'm fucking doing it.
Listen,
do you know what I mean? Like, I'm posting TikToks, I'm doing these trends, I'm doing stuff to get to where I want to be. And if it's, oh, look at this, like, even like, remember one of the lads was saying, he opened up on social media, and outside this lad called him a faggot. It's like, oh, there's that not, you're a bit of a faggot doing that. Like, that word, it annoys me so much. And it's like, who the fuck do you think you are to tell someone they can or can't do something? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's like what my whole perspective on life is this. This is kind of a little bit change the topic a bit, but it's like, one thing, you get given one life, yeah. Why would you spend every minute of the day, or every second in a minute, worrying about what other people think about you?
Or being negative.
Exactly.
Being that other side, being that person that gives out.
100%. And like, I also wondered, like, you think about it this way, like, do whatever you want in this life, because you only get one. Like, I could get up right now, faint, hit my head off that, and die, and that's it. That's the end of me. And I was worried because
hope not. The podcast would be cancelled.
Oh yeah, I know. It wouldn't be a good look.
Just wait till you get outside.
Just die out there. No, but like, the whole point being is that whatever you want to do it. Mm-hmm. Because you only get one life, and that's the only opportunity you get. And also, you ever think about how small the world is? Like, how actually small, like physically small, compared to like the whole universe. Mm-hmm. Like, just if you ever feel anxious, just think about that. Like, we're just literally a little speck.
Especially in Ireland as well. Oh. Ireland. I went France last week. I was telling you, and like, I was there with Camille, much love, because I know she's watching. And I was staying with her, and we went there and stayed with one of her friends, and they're all on Erasmus there. And we were just talking, and like, one of the other girls was from Blanche, and literally, like, Blanche is still far, but like close enough, and we could like list off people that we knew just for each other. I was like, that's ridiculous. How do like everyone just sort of know each other?
That's just an Irish thing, though, isn't it?
It's like 30 seconds finding you know.
You go to Spain and you're like, oh no way, do you know him?
They're like, no way, I'm related to him.
The Lynch is from me, yeah. Oh,
I went to school with the Lynches.
I know they're Ranchi.
On a real though, I love Ireland. I love the culture around it, but I don't see myself here in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Time.
I just think it's going on, like, there's only one, like, kind of, I don't know if you pay attention to politics, but there's one politician that realizes that the whole world's going to like, the Irish economy is just going to shit. The fucking people our age are sick of it. We're all moving out everywhere. We're leaving the country because of how bad everything is. The prices, taxes, the whole general like cost of living is fucking ridiculous, man.
The housing crisis as well, and then they're just churning money into stupid things.
Absolutely. And it's so hard for, like, you look at student accommodation, it's like,
it is ridiculous.
It's fucked how bad it is.
That's the whole inspiration why I went to DC. I kind of want to go somewhere else. Like, I don't want to go like down the country, because it looks like, imagine, like, I love when cultures come over to, like, you know, when cultures they see you, I never get such a better laugh than listening to them. It's mad because they're Irish, but they just seem like a different kettle of fish.
Of course. Like, do you ever see them? Like, I have a mate in college, James, and he is literally, I just love him because he's just such a simple like, not simple stupid, but like just easy. I don't even know how to describe him. He has the same lunch every single day without fail. And it's not like he's like on a strict meal plan. He's like, I'll have a bit of bread and a bit of butter and a bit of chocolate.
A bit of butter.
I'm sure it'd be grand at the end of the day. So, and the football's on. I fucking love that guy so much. And whenever I'm like, I'd be in college, I'd be stressed, and I'd be, oh man, I don't know what to do. Like, but it'd be grand, you go home now and you just do your assignment there now and stick on the Kindle. It's like, oh man, he makes everything just so much easier.
Yeah.
It's just so good to be around. And that's another thing I want to emphasize, is the people you surround yourself with, you become.
That's the, like, practice what you preach, product of your own environment. It's simple, full stop. That's what you are. You are who you surround yourself with.
Like, you ever hear a girl talking about, like, she done this and this and that, and like, she done me, like, what do you think of this? Like, I don't think that was fair to do that. I'm just thinking, like, this is why I kind of like really choose hard who I hang around with, because if I know straight away a person's gonna cause me trouble, I just stay the fuck away from them. But if I know where a person like thinks the same way as me, I know that there's not gonna be any friction there, and just focus on you, bro. That's
it's
all I'm
mad.
saying.
It's mad with people that you think are your mates, and how the second something goes wrong, or like you distance themselves away from them, how they act, like, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. I always see this like on social media. It's like, bro, if your friend like goes for your ex, that's your own fault, and it simply is.
Yeah, it's actually so true.
Because they shouldn't be your friend.
They should not.
Of
You
course
shouldn't.
not.
You shouldn't have had them. Like you're trusting friends. You're meant to trust friends, and like they're fucking taking pictures of them trying to get with your ex. Like, bro, what the fuck? We're meant to be mates. You know what I mean?
If that was like, they always say if your friend was you wrong, he wasn't your friend in the first place. That's it. Like I think I've two best mates. All right, and I see them like once a month. Honest to God, like because I'm in college, I'm working and training. Job,
we're all at that stage.
But but every time I see them, it's like click. And that's it.
Straight
It's like we pick up from where we last. There's no.
I am a big fan. I used to be one of those boys that were like, oh yeah, like kind of popular in school, as in like friends with everyone, and I love socializing. I love the whole idea of getting to meet new people.
Yeah.
Hear what they're all about, because everyone's different at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But then I started to realize how important it is to know who your mates are, keep that circle as small as possible, and watch you grow.
Of course,
100%.
They say like I don't know, I can't remember how that saying goes. It's like who you hang around is what you will become. So if you're hanging around with a lot of bums, you're going to be a bum.
Yeah.
If you're hanging around with like a lot of people that want to be successful, you will be successful too.
Mm-hmm. That's why in training, bringing back to training, I try find the person that's going to test me the most in training, because I don't want to like when you're in that kind of club environment, and obviously for you, you know that you're at like a level, and as much as we love clubs, sometimes you have to come down because that's the way club is, and you're not you don't get the whole of Romania or the whole of Leinster on your team, so you have a smaller area, smaller people to work with. But I constantly try to mark or play against that better person that I know that's better than me, not because my mindset's weak, it's because I'm open to know that they're better, and me marking them or me training with them is going to make me that better player.
Class. That's it. Just set the bar higher every time.
Exactly.
That's the way you grow.
Exactly. And Ronaldo is a perfect. Obviously, Ronaldo probably isn't like the best topic for a United fan at the moment, but if you look at example at his.
Big up Liverpool. He's gonna move to Chelsea. What?
Fucking.
He's
I shouldn't have mentioned his name because they were starting. But. Oh no, I'm not actually. No, I'm not talking about him at the moment. I was gonna say something amazing about Ronaldo because I love the guy, but you know what? Let's just fucking move on.
Hot topic.
I'm just getting started here. But we put on our Instagram an anonymous questions link, and we appreciate everyone that put in the questions.
Yeah, even yesterday I was like, oh, did we actually get any response? He was like, yeah, we got like a good few. Like we have like a good few to go through here, and I was like, no way.
The one we kept going, the one that we kept getting was, what was your favorite sex position? Just yours in particular, like.
Doggy.
Get that stuff.
We
actually did get questions. We just want to kind of do them dirty.
Watch out. The rats. Alright, fire away then. I'm kind of nervous. Like I don't know what people will be expecting.
Not too bad.
Right. Do you wanna get going with?
Okay, so what is your, and then so you'll do yours and then we'll say as well, just to make it more interesting.
Yes.
Just so you're not on the
make me feel a
spot.
bit comfortable.
Just so you're not on the spot.
Sure.
So what would be your biggest fear? Would you say?
Reaching an age where I'm looking back at my life and I have regrets.
Yeah.
That's a deep one. The deep sea.
You know that day where you just you wake up and you look in the mirror and you see your first wrinkle. You're like,
but like honestly, like being on my deathbed, right, and looking back at my life and said, I should have done that. Like that is actually like that's crippling me right now. That's why I'm trying to do everything. You know, it's that or the deep sea.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's deeper.
which one's deeper?
Philosophical
or
the usual, like losing someone that you're close with is.
Yeah,
that'd be a big one. Well, I'm sure that's a common one anyway.
Yeah, that's a common one. Yeah.
Biggest fear. I'll do one serious one. One like kind of like. So once the serious one, I just think my biggest fear is kind of opening myself up to someone again. Like it's just that's the one thing with me that I'm so focused on me at the moment that I'm actually afraid to let anyone in. And I like as a mate, I love it and I love talking about my feelings and I will do that. But showing someone who I am like in the flesh again is something that at the moment I'm fucking shit myself for whenever that happens. Moving on to the less serious one. That was a bit deep. Less serious one will be heights. I fucking shit myself at heights.
Serious?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, because you know, not even like looking down on the Empire State Bridge or being on a plane. It's, you know, when you go to those places and it's like you wear a harness and you're going around like a skyline.
Yeah.
There was this one thing I went to in TY and there was no one there watching you, and you had to attach everything yourself. So if you didn't attach the link right, and you went to jump off this massive thing, bro, you were fucking breaking your leg.
You're definitely not scared of that. You work
No,
as that.
I work at that.
Yeah, that's Skyline.
You need to come.
No,
please.
you literally see
I'd
me.
be so
I
scared.
was
I'd
just
be
like,
so
go
scared.
ahead. I remember one time as well. It's so funny. My dad was in Tato Park, you know the massive one in Tato Park?
Yeah.
And it's only one way. So he got halfway through and he was like, no, can't do this anymore. And I remember looking up at the time because I was too young. And my dad's such a good person, but he's so socially awkward. Love you, Dad. I fucking need to work that. But he said, nah, I'm going back. So this one-way system with the harness took him like 2 hours to get back, and it's only meant to take about 10 minutes to complete. It was a nightmare.
It's nuts though. Like, we have little 6-year-old kids going on that and have no bother at all. And they go up with their parents, and the parents are like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
So basically, he's calling you a pussy.
If that means I don't have to go on the Skyline, I'll fucking take it. What's yours?
I'd say just the similar boat is sort of like opening up and then getting rejected following it.
The reject, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and experiencing that is just so like, it's hard to get your mind around because that'll just like drop your confidence so much.
Yeah.
But then it's just something that you build on, and rejections always happen in life, whether it's a sports team, whether it's in your social life, whatever. Like, it's one of those that you just build on. And then I'm sort of scared of heights, but it's one of those where like, it's only if like I'd be scared watching someone say that. Do you know them videos when people like flip their phones over bridges? I'm always just like, oh no, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it.
I think it's perfectly okay to be afraid of heights.
He's gonna help each other with that. You know what I mean? Like, you just
Right.
hop on
At
his
least I
shoulder.
can be scared of heights. I have to look up at them. He's always up there.
What we're gonna do for this second question is if you have, so if the answer is yes, you drink, and we move on to the next question, right?
Okay.
So if you have done it
If
before,
you've done it, you drink.
Okay.
Not that much of my drink left, but right. Have you ever cheated?
Well done, boys.
Feel the
And we're all about
buzz.
honesty. I would have straight away told you about cheating.
Yeah, because obviously there's stuff in the past, like I was like, right, did anyone actually ever cheat in the past? Like anything remotely
Yeah.
close to it?
Yeah.
I was expecting that like maybe one of you used to drink.
No, I've only had one relationship, so I never cheated on her. So.
Yeah, no, fair, well, good boys.
We're all good boys. Well done, man. Well done. I'm proud of you.
So we kind of touched on the next question, the
Yeah.
setback one. But if you had to give just that one piece of advice, that one that you get in your mind, the best advice with setbacks, how to deal with it, number one thing that was really worked for you in the past.
life goes on. I mean, that is just the truth about it.
Yeah, sticking to
I
mantras
love that.
always works.
Just
yeah.
life goes on, and I think that just entails everything that I
Yeah.
said. Like, new doors open, good days, bad days, everything. Just life goes on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just don't worry. Just
For me, it's two simple words, and I actually want to get it tattooed. Move forward.
oh, I love it.
Oh,
Get it in Latin.
How could two words be so powerful, man?
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just get Dory on it.
I was actually considering that. Not gonna lie.
He's such a goated tattoo.
He's such a good tattoo.
Honestly.
Right.
You just get Nemo. Oh, that's
Go on. No.
Okay.
Want to hear from you?
That's the voice of setbacks. I'd say. So actually, what you've told me, it's just forget thinking about. As in, I said this to you during the week. Should I say? Yeah, I'll say it here. It was just like, especially during a breakup, because that's one of the biggest setbacks I've had recently. So it's just fresh in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's don't focus on the other person. Focus on yourself. Why are you focusing on other people when you can just focus on yourself? So if it's just like, no matter what they're doing, focus on
Yeah.
like if you work on yourself and you get better, what's to complain about then?
Amen.
You're only putting blame on yourself then if you're focusing on someone else.
Forgive, not forget. Don't hold grudges.
Love
Yeah,
it.
don't hold grudges.
Boys, honestly, I can actually feel the, I don't even know, like the mentality in here. It's just like,
That's
no.
why when I wake up and I'm like, even if it's just me and Cal recording a podcast, I'm so buzzed for it because it's
Yeah.
like, right, this is therapy now. I get to talk.
That's
I
what
get to
look
talk.
forward to this,
And I come out of the room and I'm like, let's go.
That's great.
Last time you cried.
Oh, let me think.
Right, do you want to
Honestly, I find it really hard to cry. I just can't do it. I don't know. I just don't cry. I can't, like, I've tried before, I'm like,
It's mad, but does that
fuck
not?
it.
But do you not get like? Because I was the same growing up, but now I'm not. Like obviously I cry like a little bitch now, but
That's
do you not
good.
get like this build up?
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah,
get like.
I
See,
love
that's what I'm
crying,
thinking. No, but what I'm saying is, if you hold it in, you're saying you don't cry. So you're telling me, do you not get like this build up where everything just releases at once? No,
I think,
I think you have. Surely you have. Come on.
I have cried this year. I definitely have cried this, like,
Man's gonna. I was about to start with this week.
I just, and it's actually not healthy. Like, you need to release your tear ducts.
So you can do that through.
Yeah.
You can do that through going to the gym or anything. All that sort of releasing itself. So it
Exactly.
doesn't have to just be like, oh, you're not crying, so there's no release. There's loads of different ways to release.
That's true. Last time I cried was somewhere in March, and I just felt really, really, really lonely, and I just felt like the whole world was crumbling.
It was this pre-transformation.
This
Yes.
is just reason of transformation.
This is the beginning.
That's why. And now
Day
like
one.
that's another example. Look after your physical health and watch the mental improve.
And eat well. Like,
Eat well.
honestly,
The
ever since I
nutrition.
cut out like sugar, takeaways, anything like that, like I have it. Like, I don't even need to have it though.
Like you need balance though.
Of course.
I know as much as what you're saying, that the caveman way that you wanted to do anything possible.
Yeah.
I think it's also good to know that you don't have to have 10 out of 10 perfect days. What I tell my clients is that I would much rather see 4, 5, 6 or 7 days where you're 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10,
Yeah.
and aim for that certain level of consistency rather than getting 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But there was a doctor that touched on this with nutrition and how important it is to the mental health, as in when short-term feeling when you have shit food, you feel good at like, eating it, but as soon as it's over, you just
Yeah.
get, I hate myself.
I literally, the effect it has on me, I break out. I just have no energy. My brain is at me. I don't even know. So like, if I eat clean, it's just like I'm on this kind of plateau where it's like everything's good. Everything's
Yeah.
good. And I feel strong. I feel energized. I feel happy. And when I eat crap, it's just like I feel crap.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, I like, I don't know. I do like try to force myself to indulge a little
Yeah.
bit. But what I find with me is like it's nearly like an addiction. So it's, if I have like go like 5 days without chocolate, I don't need chocolate anymore. It's like if I say I have like a binge eat on like a Saturday, Sunday and Monday, I'm gonna be
You
craving it.
don't need, you just
Yeah.
really want it.
Yeah, exactly.
When was the last time you cried?
It's not as recent as it would have been. I'd say about 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those just like, actually, I cry at everything. As in, like, if I'm, like, I remember we went away. Remember we went away with the rugby team,
Yeah.
and
Was it
we went to see
Marvel?
Avengers.
Oh,
We went to see
yeah.
last Avengers,
Oh
and
my god.
Tony Stark died, and I was sobbing my little heart out. All the we walked out, and all the lads were like, "Do you see
So
him?
sad.
He was absolutely bawling." I was like, "I can't believe Tony's gone." Yeah, but like, yeah, I cry at a lot of things. I really was. I like getting out because I just
It's
feel like
good. You feel so much better
I
after.
actually feel more manly crying.
Of course. Oh, that's true. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I've just like you know when you ever watch In-Betweeners, you know at the end where they're all dehydrated sitting by the car, and, you know Simon's or not Simon, it's Will. And he's like trying to cry, and he's like, oh fuck it, I'm actually just too dehydrated to cry. I feel like that.
We got a good question about podcast. Me and Carl and our doubts. Have we had any doubts on the podcast, and do we think in the future it's going to go well, or do we think it's going to?
Currently going well.
Yeah, no. Do you think it's going to go well? Do you think it's going to last? Or doubts on it, like that sort of way.
The only doubts I'd have is consistency, but I've really like a mindset we've set for this. I think even if no one's listening, we go on because it's one of those like, oh yeah, it's really good to start, and then it sort of tailed
Yeah.
off. They sort of lost consistency. They stopped posting.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I think it would be bad for us, because even when no one's listening or if it doesn't do well,
Yeah.
it's the therapy for us to just come in and talk.
Mm-hmm.
So like I always prefer it.
I suppose the doubt I've had with the podcast is more personal. Is that I uploaded episode 2, and for like the first few hours, it wasn't doing maybe as well as I would have wanted it to be compared to the first episode. But I know that's normal, and
That's probably because you
and
put
it's
it on as premiere.
I've done something wrong on YouTube. First time uploading it and the last. But I was like, oh shit, maybe this episode wasn't as good. But in my head I was like, I think this was better than episode 1, which
Oh,
was
definitely was.
it still definitely was, yeah. But I suppose I don't care if 2 people are watching this, if 200 people are watching this. But it's that whole there's
Mindset
still
of
that
passion.
little, and there's still that little bit of there's always going to be a little bit of doubt in you, but it's just that whole thing of it's a wave, push it down. But that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's fucking. I've never been.
If you're enjoying it, you're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah,
That's
I've never been prouder of something like this. That what me and Cal have done. I really
Yeah,
fucking.
even the texts we get, like we've got like loads of people texting us. Just being
Like even seeing this thing, I showed him. You know the fucking Denzel, big bodybuilder. Of
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was like
Daddy
saying
Mo.
how have you ever realized how strangers support you more than people that you know, and
Yeah.
that's because they see you growing and moving out of this circle that everyone's in, and it's like the kind of jealousy in a way.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I agree. That's like fucking 100%. Whenever I'm posting stuff, it's like not my mates that are supporting, it's the strangers.
I think the more
our mates are as well, just to clear that up.
Oh yeah, just to get out. A bit dense, but we love you. Even take for example your TikTok. Yeah, go through your comments. Do you know the people commenting?
absolutely not. Maybe like one or two of them, just like
Yeah.
wish me well. But like, actually, the most that there's one dude that always comments. He's like, "Well done, well done, well done." I don't know who he is.
Someone commented on your TikTok yesterday. It was like, "Go lighten." Who was that?
So it was just some strange.
Some
I don't know.
Some beautiful man I heard.
Just another man that's on the same mentality as I. No, but like I think honestly, if I was to give my like I don't know like my opinion about the podcast, I think it's gonna do so well because it's something that you enjoy doing, and it's
yes.
like I'm loving this right now.
Yeah, even look how comfortable you were, because you were very nervous at the start.
I was breaking it.
You're comfortable now.
I was just
Yeah.
I was just afraid to say something wrong.
I'm very afraid of how long it's gonna be because I want to. There's so much topics that we want to dive into, and it's like the conversation has just been immense at the moment.
Of
so
course,
far.
yeah.
Right, do you want to ask him about the?
Yeah, we got a question about you on a turtle story.
We believe.
Oh yeah, the turtle story. Okay,
We
so
hope this isn't fucking gonna get us cancelled.
There's another story that we did see. We did see your question, but I know
Yeah, it was
I'm
about
not gonna
bed
ask
sheets, but no, we'll
that.
move
I'm
on.
not gonna ask that.
Yeah. Anyways.
oh god. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you
straight.
want to cut this out, but basically, when I was younger, I was a bit of a weirdo. Okay, so I was a little bit of a weird kid.
Yeah.
Didn't really have that many friends.
Don't tell me you abuse your turtle.
But
Don't tell me.
in what way?
just can't abuse
No, the shell was in the way. No. So basically, I didn't have any pets growing up, and I was like, oh, you know what, I really want like a pet or something like that. So we got a turtle, and he was like my best friend, right? He was like literally like I didn't really have that many friends. Me and this turtle palled up anyway, and named him Rocco. And
What a name.
I don't even know.
Rocco.
So me and Rocco were best pals, and we kept Rocco in a tank outside, like Romanian style. Like,
How big was the tank?
I was like, did you ever get like them IKEA box?
Oh my God.
I was big enough, and like my dad just threw in a few rocks in there. And
Teenage
everything,
Mutant Ninja Turtles got an upgrade.
and then one winter, remember the winter where it snowed really heavily?
Yeah.
Well, Rocco's he got iced over basically, and turtles can't breathe under fucking water, right? So he so my dad like we found him, like he was kind of just like, I don't know, he was dead, right? He was unconscious, not like alive. so we have a little.
What was his face like when he died?
Huh?
What was his turtle's face like when he died?
His face.
Yeah, his face. Yeah.
But anyway, so my dad done the right thing. We have a little stream beside our house. My dad gave him like the best send
A
off.
Viking send off. Oh, respect.
Yeah,
that makes the story about.
He went up and he got him by the hind leg and he just swung him around 3 times.
Rodeo.
Swung him around 3 times and flinged him into the river beside my house, and that was it. That was the end of it. But anyway, the interesting part comes up 5 years later, moving forward. We were. My sister was there as well, and she was like, I don't know. She got really sensitive towards the whole thing. She started crying or whatever. 5 years on, me and my dad were just sitting there, just like this, watching a bit of David Attenborough. He's like, turtles tend to hibernate during the winter months. And we just looked at each other. We were like, bro, we gave him the worst wake up. The turtle was hibernating.
Yeah.
He didn't die.
No.
He was asleep. He was asleep. Yeah.
Oh.
So your dad, full on, a live turtle wrapped around his and then fucking turned into the river.
Rocco's probably still alive out there.
Exactly. And I think
Actually,
I think look, we just kind of gave him to the Mother Nature, you know, gave him to the wild.
Yeah, it's not fair play.
But we just got it. Yeah, I think everybody. My close mates would know that story, so I'm definitely one of the boys swiped up on that.
Yeah, we do love animals, just like.
I would never abuse an animal.
We'd never abuse an animal.
And my dad loves animals. He's just Romanian, isn't he? He's just foreign, like.
Fucking Morocco.
But like, he definitely just woke up and like, what the fuck?
You know what? He woke up in a little dungeon in New York with 4 other turtles around him. All of them had little different colour face masks on, and he was going to fight Shredder.
And it's called Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Brilliant. You got
Rocco
a lucky
the
escape then. Oh god, what a morbid story! Like.
And then the last one we sort of touched on. No, did we go on to the very last one?
Yeah, very last one. This one's aimed at you. Stefan, how's your experience being with rugby? And then a bit of positive feedback at the end. Also, your gym plan for me has been going pretty well. What a legend! Keep up the good work. So, how's the experience been with the rugby so far?
So like, do you want me to start like from where I started off, or just like kind of as I got older?
No, what I'm kind of interested in, I suppose, like people listening would be interested in, is how it changed from obviously amateur to pro, and what was the big thing, how it is going for you. Like, is there tests going on? Are you constantly being monitored? Do you have vests, the facilities, the attitude? Do you have team talks? Makes that difference?
So I think, like, looking at it from the perspective of playing like at an international level, it's like, you know, people kind of look at that and say, oh, Romania, they're not really that good, you know, they're not up there with, but like, shit is still taken serious over there. And with regards to like training and stuff like that, everything is kind of broiled down to each minute of like what you're doing. Everything is shaped in a way to make you perform the best. Things you're eating, the training that you do. And like, yeah, we would have gotten vests, we'd have gotten like the GPS tracker thing, like at every session, just to like track our sort of you know, your top speed, the kilometers you've covered, and things like this. And basically it's just shit's just stepped up from amateur, like, you know that kind of way. And like I'm not gonna say like I've played like pro rugby. There was only one game I played that was pro. That was the game I played in Israel when I went over. I was playing, but like things just become more intricate. Like the things, little things matter.
The little things, yeah.
And the mentality that you need to play at that level,
the stuff that you could get away with at amateur, you can't get away with at pro.
Of course, and it's just like, I don't know, you have to be so focused, as I was talking about, you know. Of course, you have to enjoy it too. There's that thing, like, you have to love what you're doing, because everything that you do is towards that goal. Every little action that you make is towards that. And like, look, I think in the last couple of years, like, I used to play for Boyne growing up. Like me and Cal were doing bits up in Boyne, and like, it's not to belittle Boyne. It's just that the fact that the rugby is higher in Dublin, and especially the team I'm playing at right now, everything is just significantly more intense. The lads up there are unbelievable. Like, you even mentioned Alvin, like, he is unbelievable right now. Well, what a player! He's so strong, so fast. And like the competition.
Is this Gary's album?
Yeah.
Bullet, man.
Oh, he's insane.
Oh man, he's fucking, his deadlift is like, this is actually off topic, but his deadlift is just brutal.
It's beyond.
Like, it's fucking like 200.
Yeah.
Like, mad thing.
Oh, I know. It's
his height is
it's crazy.
Fella.
And like, look, the thing is, like, up there the competition is so high. It's not like you're guaranteed a spot up there, and like you have to be there. Like I don't know, like, it's just so hard. Like, there's like literally 5 positions or 5 people for each position, you know what I mean? And it's stepped up shit, as I said. And even going back to what you said earlier on, like, you'd always try to mark the toughest attacker, you know, or like vice versa. And like, I think that the situation that I'm in right now will build me to be a better player, and I just need to like even like up my mentality even higher to get where I want to be.
We asked, me and Cal asked this last week for us, but for you, and especially there is probably more young viewers now that are more intrigued into the mentality of a pro, because that's what you are at the moment. But if you have to go back 5 years and give yourself that piece of life advice that is going to replicates on and off the pitch, what would that advice be for people listening?
I think just keep fucking going. Like, keep going. If you want something, go get it. Keep going. Don't give up. No matter if you don't get picked for a team, if you don't get started, if something doesn't go right for you, if you get injured, because that's one thing that's like, I didn't even talk about, like injuries. They happen all the time. They can be prevented a little bit, but then again they also just happen.
Yeah.
So if that ever happens, just keep going no matter what. No matter if you lose motivation, no matter if it gets really tough, keep going. Because like I remember there was one summer, I remember this so well. This is like the beginning of like the mentality that I kind of have. It was I was training with the Leinster 18s, and like as I was saying, the competition there is so insane, and like I wasn't guaranteed a starting position there at all, but I was doing the exact same training the lads were doing. The lads there were unbelievable, like class players. And anyway, I'd be like up at 5 a.m. 3 days a week, and I was like 16 at the time. 3 days a week, all my mates would still be like on the piss. They'd be on on the dunes. Like I remember one time I was getting the bus to Dublin. So basically, what I had to do was I had to get a bus to the train station, the train to Dublin, another bus to training, and I had to like walk 15 minutes, and like 2 bags full of gear. And I was like, man, this is so hard. And like one of the mornings I got the bus, I was getting the bus to the train station, and there's people coming back from their devs.
Yeah.
I was literally just like my head in my hand, and my head was pounding. I was like, I'm ready to give up.
If it's easy, everybody would do it, and the fact that it's hard, it should be a sign to push you on even further.
And I actually reached like a breaking point. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm just gonna go and tell the coach that I don't want this anymore. Like I want to give up. Like I was literally there. Bear in mind, I don't give up. Like I mean, even if I don't succeed, you don't see me give up. Like. And
the last bit of spotlight we're gonna shine you is the cut from the same cloth, the little segment that we do. Do you wanna ask that?
That's not what I said.
What?
So what we might have seen it on one of the reels, is that we have that question more focusing on how are you?
Yeah.
So how are you
yes,
right now?
Yeah. How am I? Honestly, I think I had a really good summer, and I was on the same shit you were, but for some reason, this whole seasonal change has got me like in a chokehold. And I'm trying really hard to push above this thing, because I don't know, it's just the days are dark, it's cold, it's lack of sunlight, it's just like, I don't know, it's just really tough to keep this thing going. But I don't know, it's just like that's the thing with my mindset right now, is just like keep going no matter what. And they also say like, it's cuffing season, and
it's never cuffing season.
I know, but like that's the thing.
Seasons for cuffing.
Stuff. But it's just like it's getting so cold, and it's just like, oh man, like it'd be so good to have someone right now. But I'm just so like, I'm just not it for relationships right now. But it's so hard not to be, and sometimes I feel lonely, and I just don't know. Like
sometimes you need conversations.
That's that whole aspect of this of a Sunday. That's how that I feel that I love a colour right now.
Yeah, and also that's the thing. It's like college is getting really intense right now with assignments. And like I think yesterday was like one of the worst days I've had in a good while. I woke up and I had such I was so angry with myself. I was so angry at everything. And I literally went to the gym. I had my hood up. I got these headphones from Power City. Shout out to them. JBL ones, man, in there.
Oh yeah, all the lads.
Lad, it was insane. I had the best 3-hour workout. You're gonna criticize me because you're
what, man?
I went from like deadlifts to chest flies to like I get everything in the gym, and I was just like I was one of them depression sessions.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be good. I'll be good.
And sometimes you need conversations like this just to almost reset. Like to take a step back and look at where do I need to improve, or what have I done, how am I actually feeling, because like it's not the first time you vocalized that.
Yeah.
So like now you can sort of see it, so now it's out there,
so good, right?
so you know you can fix it.
I feel so much better now, honestly,
because the way past whatever, I don't know how long we're going for, but you think that you are amazing, you feel amazing, your life's amazing right now, but I want to vocalize there. You said I will be good, and it's another perfect example of you can act good and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and you don't know how you feel, and there's like this wave of doubt and the waves that we've talked about already. But it's important to realize if you're not good now, you will be good, because you'll keep moving forward and you'll see that light at the end of the tunnel.
That right.
I think once again that's the perfect place to end it. So Stefan, we've loved having you on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
We fucking absolute honour, brother.
And it won't be the last time you be on it, 100%. Hopefully next time you're playing first team Romanian football. It'll be great. You'll be living the best life at DCU.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah,
It's lovely to see you again.
really good talk, bro.
Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Right, well.
If
thank
you've
you for
enjoyed
watching.
the podcast, make sure to react, like, comment, share, YouTube, all that good jazz. Let us know how you found the episode, and yeah, have a good one. See you later.
Thank you.